Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over a brand new release from Pat McGrath. I have here the new Pat McGrath Mothership Palette Divine Rose. Online, this is listed as the Mothership 6 palette, but that can't be the case. The last one was Mothership 6, the Midnight Sun. This does not say on the packaging what number it is. I don't know what's going on with that. And I can also tell you that this is not available at Sephora. It's not on Pat McGrath's site or anywhere. It's only on Selfridges. Right now it is sold out, but it has come into stock, out of stock, into stock, out of stock. I suggest downloading the app. Even when this was in stock, Kelsey messaged me. She said, hey, I'm getting the palette right now. And I was online and I couldn't get it, but I downloaded the app and I was able to. So I don't know if they'd release things first on the app. I don't know how that goes, but I would suggest downloading their app if you're trying to get any new releases. On their site, it does say that it's an exclusive for them. Whenever you go to click on the picture, it says it right below, as well as in this lengthy description right here. I'm not going to read this whole thing. We all know how Pat's descriptions go, but it does say Pat McGrath Labs Mothership 6 Divine Rose Eyeshadow Palette exclusively for us, just in time for festive tipples and merry making. I'm not sure if that means that it's just going to be for Selfridges through the holidays, or if it's always going to be with just Selfridges, if this is limited edition. I do not know. If somebody knows the tea with this, you guys leave it down in the comments, because I am not in the know. All I know is that I have the palette, and I'm going to show you guys this palette. I'm going to show you guys this look. I'm going to show you a ton of swatches. Without further rambling, I'm going to go ahead and get into the 411, all the details and swatches, and I'm going to start off with this packaging. I always talk about the packaging for the Pat McGrath palettes because they are stunning. I love every single one of them. I keep them. I even keep my little lipstick cases, like the boxes for them, because I love the artwork so much. And this one is no different. The roses and orchids are my favorite flowers. So seeing this is just, I love it. I love it so much. Let me open this up and show you what is on the inside. Just like all of the Mothership palettes, you are getting the really beautiful, heavy, nice packaging. And then you open it up, you do have a mirror, and then these are the shades that we have inside. I will say, when I saw it online, I was kind of about it. I definitely feel differently with it in person. I see a little bit more of the rosy tones in here, where it looked more warm online, and I feel like that happens a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the swatches. For the first row, we have Skin Show Nude, Valoria, Sable Bronze, Refined Gold 002, Iridescent Pink 003, second row, Extreme Mahogany, Love Lace, Rose Dusk, VR Rose Venus, and then Astral Solstice. It retails for $120 on Selfridges website. Usually these are $125. Not sure what is going on with that, but I will tell you, I spent $30 for shipping, and that was not expedited. That was just shipping. So I have no idea, again, if this is coming to the US or if it's going to stay on Selfridges or anything like that. We have all seen several times where Pat has said, oh, this is, and not just Pat, other brands as well, that it's an exclusive to a certain site and then it goes elsewhere. I have no idea. Again, if you have the 411, leave it in the comments down below. If you're looking at this palette, you're going to think probably the same thing that I thought, and that is that, we've seen these shades before, and I definitely agree with that. I am going to be taking this palette and I'm going to go color by color, swatch the color, and then swatch the comparisons and just label each of them with which palette they are in for every single one of the shades. I do think that there are a couple in here that are special, but overall, I feel like this is a palette that kind of threw everything into one. It's a very wearable palette. If you don't like the purples, you don't like the blues, the reds, the greens, anything like that, and you just want something that's a little bit more wearable, this is probably the palette for you. Before I get into those swatches and my final thoughts, I'm going to go ahead and get into this eye look. Zoeva 227, and I'm going to start off with this shade right here. Starting by applying this to the very outer corner. going to tap this into place. And then I am going to start working it upward. I go higher up as less product is on my brush and further in. I'm not going to bring this all the way to the inner corner, but a little further than 3/4 of the way. I want to stop it right there, but I don't want it to be a harsh, blunt line. So I'll just kind of take the brush like this just to feather it. Using the same brush, I'm now going to go in with the deepest shade in the palette. Again, I am going to tap this on the very outer corner. And I'm going to blend slightly up into the crease. Concentrating it on the outer corner of the crease though. Definitely not taking this all the way in. Refer P21, I'm going to grab this color. I'm going to start by tapping this on the front portion of the lid. I'm going to start dragging it over. I'm going to use swiping motions to get it to blend and smooth out on the lid. The tapping motion will help to make it adhere really nicely. And I'm going to blend over the edges with that tapping motion over the darkest shade I just put down. So a little bit of the excess from the brush. Wayne Goss number 19, I'm going to grab the shade directly beside the last shade we used. I am going to tap that right over the edge of the last shade. I kind of want to get a little bit of a blend going right here. Take it slightly up into the crease. Sonia G Builder 3, I'm going to go in with this really shimmery shade. I am going to tap this all over the lid. Excess from the Wayne Goss number 19. I'm going to take that and just kind of define the crease area ever so slightly. Again, I didn't pick up any extra product. This is the same color that I just placed on the outer corner before I laid this down. MAC 242, I'm going to grab this shade. I'm going to use this to highlight my brow arch. Wayne Goss 27S, I'm going to go back in with this shade. I'm applying this directly to my lower lash line, inner to outer corner. BK Beauty 204, and I'm going to grab this one, placing this directly on my inner corner. Then I will blend it out, go in and add inner rim liner and mascara. I feel like a broken record saying this, but as always, I finished off this look with Milk Boss liner on my top inner rim and then just mascara. For my thoughts on the palette, quality, impeccable. Every single one of her palettes has just been out of the park, amazing greatness. I really love this shade right here. Blended out beautifully, I knew it would, but the color in of itself is just something that I think is going to be more unique to this palette. It is a gray mauvey purple. It's beautiful. It's something that I don't have a lot of in my collection, and I love the mixture of warm and cool tones. That is something I have said time and time again, not just with Pat McGrath, but just with palettes in general. When the perfect little mixture of warm and cool tones come together, I love that. I don't love that I feel like I have some of these shades a couple times over. I have every single one of the Pat McGrath palettes other than the one that I did take back was in that kit, like that teeny tiny little palette. And I don't have those really little palettes that come in the clear whatever. I have all of the Mothership palettes and all the mini Mothership palettes. The majority of the palette is going to be shades that you have in the other ones. If you're a collector of her, you likely have the majority of these shades already, like I said, with the exception of a couple, and you will see those in the swatches. Overall, I really like this palette. This is one that I think I will get a lot of use out of because it is a more wearable version. It doesn't have, you know, the pops of color in there. It doesn't have anything that's too out of anyone's comfort zone, I would say. So if somebody was looking for a palette from Pat McGrath that had the special shades and didn't want to have all of those other colors, I think this will be the one to start off with. I think it performed really well, and I understand the concept behind it. I do wish that she had tweaked the shades over here just a little bit more. I would have taken this one out completely and changed it into something else, just because I feel like we have seen this one so much in her palettes, as well as this one. I just want you guys to be aware that if you have all of the Mothership palettes and you don't need any more, and you're not looking for one that you can just grab for and have everything all in one, you don't need this. I am a collector. I've got to have them all. I'm not sure where I would put this in with my ranking video. I'm sitting here trying to think where I would put it, but I'm not completely sure because I haven't played with this quite enough to be able to tell you for sure. But I think I would put this right above the last two, I think. I'm not sure. Again, this could be the one that I end up grabbing for all the time just because it's a more wearable color setup. But anywho, I'm going to quit here. I'm going to show you guys all of the swatches so you guys can decide for yourself if this is something that you need or if this is something that you can pass on because you already have X, Y, and Z palette and you don't find anything in here to be anything that you really feel like you should add to your collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the look. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.